Hello, DC. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you, Stacy? I'm so happy to
Doing
be talking to you.
doing great. Now, we were talking, you classify yourself as an urban fantasy author who dabbles in a lot of other things, right?
I do. I
Tell me
figured that
about that a
was
little bit.
so. I want to say, I think my first passion is definitely urban fantasies, where my heart lies. I enjoy, I tend to gravitate to it all the time. But at the same time, I enjoy dabbling. I think most of us as authors
Mhm.
enjoy just kind of like little hummingbirds going back and forth. So I think that was probably the best way that somebody finally, I used to call myself a multi-genre author, and I was like, but that doesn't tell you anything.
Right.
Really doesn't explain much of what I do. So I found
Mhm.
out that, like this is definitely more me. This is what I kind of fall
I,
easier
li-
into.
I like the hummingbird analogy quite a bit. I think that as independent authors, that's what our lives are like. We're going here, we're going there. We're not only writing the book, we're marketing the book, we're selling the book, and in all the things. And today we're talking about narrating your audiobook, Death's Intern, which you are on a mission to give away 1 million copies. And I'm on a mission to help you get that narrated so we can maybe make that process even easier for some of your audio only listeners who might want to consume Dust Intern and listening to it, getting immersed into the story, and maybe that'll help you reach your goal. I saw on your website you've got a little ticker, and I think you're up to around over 8,000
We're actually
giveaway.
up to 10,000 and
You
counting. So,
are.
so yes,
That's
so it's insane.
fantastic.
It's crazy and insane, and it's so rewarding, and it's just kind of fun to see people gravitating to it and just enjoying the book again.
Yes. Well, tell me a little bit about what prompted you to want to give away the million copies. And I know a little bit about Dust Intern, and I want if you could just share a little bit of the backstory without giving away any spoilers or anything like that. That'd be great.
So one of the things that happened, that I had the blessing where I met you last March, and we went to a mastermind, and everybody
Hmm.
kind of had to look at what their goals, what they were trying to do. And I realized I've been all over the place. You're looking at the crisis that we're living, we're looking at all the turmoil. And as an author, what do we bring to the narrative? What do we add to these conversations? And I realized at the stage in my life that I want people to be happy. I want people to enjoy themselves. I want people to escape. And sometimes it's really hard where we're at, especially with our economy. So one of the things that clicked through into Mastermind, I was like, you know, I'm a small business owner. I can do things with my business that most people cannot. And I can take some risks that are really huge and insane sometimes. So I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to give away 1 million books. I want to promote, literacy, let's be honest. Reading is amazing. But if I can promote joy while I'm doing it, it's even better. So that's kind of
Mm.
what that 1 million download campaign came to be of Death Intern. The best part about it is this is the book that saved my life. I don't know how I say this a lot, and people look at me like, what? I was in a state of my life when I wrote Death Intern that I was sick and tired of everything. I was miserable, I was depressed. And these characters just gave me joy, and they're just insane, and they're madness, and they're shenanigans, and they're quirky. So Des Intern is the story of Isis. Isis Black moves to Texarkana, small town. She's trying to escape her past, I think many of us do. And it comes knocking on her door. And Death knocks on her door with a job offer. So here's the
Mm.
reality. Do you really want to work with Death? Come on. Like the benefits are amazing, but still, do you want to commit to that? And she has one kind of existential crisis, like many people in their 20s, is she has one dear friend and he gets kidnapped. And if she wants to find him, the people to do it is Death's crew. And she's like, oh my God, what am I doing? So to save her friend,
Mm.
she sacrifices herself in essence, give or take. So now she's working for a talking cat who happens to be 5,000 years old, a boy genius, and Death herself. So this is the adventures, is dark comedy, action packed. But I want to give people, it's an award winning book that has done amazing, but I want people to enjoy themselves without any
Mm.
commitments, without any kind of like, I need to sign up a newsletter or anything. I was like, no, this is a day for you to just get lost in a book for a couple hours and see if you enjoy the madness of Isis and Constantine.
That is fantastic. And I love the fact that you just said these characters saved your life. So that is an immersive writing experience, right? When you get lost in the story, but the story actually helps you find yourself.
You
And
always come home. Remember that. Like you as a writer
yeah.
know that. Like we always
Hmm.
find a way to heal, to move forward. But if you find a character that just make you feel part of their family and you don't
Hmm.
mind their adventures, it's just a lot more rewarding for us as writers to be like, I don't know what you're all doing, but okay, this is where we're at.
Right. Right. And the message in that book too, so relatable, so vulnerable. People feel seen. I think that's where I'm getting from how you're describing that. Fantastic. So let's talk about bringing these characters to life through AI narration. That's a new offering now with
Mhm.
the multicast. You and I talked about giving it a shot. About how many characters do you have in this book, would you
So
say?
this intern is a full cast ensemble for everybody. So you're looking at our main leading lady who happens to be Isis. You have everybody from Death to Constantine, Bartholomew, Bob, Abuelita. So you're looking anywhere from 8 to 15 characters that you're going to get to meet here, not
Mm,
counting all the little side characters. So the series itself has 5 books and 3 novellas. So I always
mm,
look at like the Last Supper. You got 13 main characters that you get to get very connected. But as a
mhm,
whole, there's such a rich composition of the people that they are. And I am an audiobook fanatic. This is where I get lost when I'm doing cleanings and I'm listening to something all the time.
mhm,
So, as a small indie author, how do you create a book to this level that will normally cost you thousands of dollars to bring to your readership? Because at the end of the day, my goal is always to connect to my readership, but connect in a very ethical way. So, when you approached it and kind of what the platform stands for, really
mhm,
draw my attention to it because I want something that is ethical, that the rights of people are being taken into consideration, and
mhm.
that AI is being used to maximize the creative process, not to take away. So that's kind of the biggest things for me as a whole.
One of the things that we've discovered through our dealings with authors who are new to the platform, new to AI in general, is that this actual process within the spoken studio, it is a creative process. It's another form of expression. And not only are you an editor of this book or a writer, you actually are a casting director, whether that's single narrator, if you decide to go with single narrator, and so a lot of people just love that, or if you want to do the multicast and cast characters for voices for each of those characters. It's it's an immersive, creative experience that allows you to change the emotion of the characters, the pacing, the tone. Like so, it's very. It can be as much of a, I guess, a creative playground as you want it to be, or you can sit back and just kind of let the system do its work, which can also be, if you're short on time, we can do that too. So I think each author goes into the spoken studio with maybe a few different goals. And I think your goal of wanting to communicate this story in a beautiful, authentic way that reaches more audiences is just what spoken stands for. And that is the community building that we are inviting authors to come into the studio playground and give voice to their writing in this new way that, as you said, keeps in mind the rights of writers and creatives and brings it to life. And I'm excited about helping you give voice to Death's Intern. So, how would people find the book? How would as you've got the ebook ready to
Mhm.
download pretty
Yes.
soon, we'll have the audiobook. How do they find you?
The easiest way to kind of connect and find all the books, you can go to my website, which is dcgomez-author.com. So it has links to everything. But if you happen to have a favorite distributor, you can just go there and download it for free. So the goal is to do this in a year. So the more people that join, the better it will be. And if we hit a year and we have passed our goal, that's even better. Because
Mhm.
let's be honest, we all need a little bit more smiles in our days.
Yes, we are. Well, thank you for bringing a smile to mine today. I appreciate that, DC. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and also really enjoy your podcast, Inside the Minds of Authors. And I know
Thank you.
our very own Phil Marshall is slated to make an appearance in August here, and we're grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacy. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Professional audiobooks in a click. Spoken.